Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Cheers. You are now watching Create a Steady Hustle with LikquidCash.
I was dealing with this chick one time, right? She was cool. We was vibing for a little while. You know what I mean? Very attractive young lady. She was okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give her a 7.5 to keep it 100. You know, ain't no fronting in my game. She was a 7.5. But she was an asset, you dig? And she was beneficial in my life. And we was rocking for a little while. I knew she was kind of cuckoo crazy. Not too much crazy that I couldn't handle her, but I knew she had a little, certain behaviors that I was gonna have to deal with later on, right? So anyway, we was rocking with each other for about 3 months. And, she was going through some things in her life. And I helped out in a lot of different ways. And I put her in a position to really win. Anytime I'm dealing with a female, I like to try to help and put them in good positions. I don't like to just leave them where they at. Anytime you meet a person, you gotta always, find ways that you can be a benefit to them. And hopefully she could be a benefit to you as well. We don't just, at least me, I don't just have relations just to have relations. I like to add value to people's lives. If I can't add value to your life, and if you can't add value to my life, then that means, I'm doing something wrong. You dig? I feel like if you do enough work on yourself, anybody you meet, you will be able to add value to their life. It don't have to be financially. It could be just having a good conversation or being an ear for that person to speak to, and you can be a good listener, because sometimes that might be what that person is needing at that time. She just wants somebody to listen, right? Or she may need help with just trying to get us, life organized in a lot of different ways. And you can be that as well because you got your life together. So if you worked on yourself and you did the work on yourself as much as you could, and you reach to a point where you feel like you've arrived, then you could be an asset to somebody else because, they can see where they want to be when they look at you. And that was her. She wanted to, kind of level up in life, and I put her in a position to level up. We was rocking with each other. We was mixing business with pleasure. It was all gravy until it wasn't. You know what I mean? And it got to a point where I didn't want to rock with her no more. I didn't want to deal with her. I didn't want to be with her. I didn't want to involve myself with her. And she was staying at one of my Airbnbs, and in this particular Airbnb, I had a nice white couch, right? I had a nice white couch, and I had some paintings I did. I painted Snoopy, his girlfriend, and Charlie Brown. These are some of the first paintings I've ever done. And she was in that particular spot, and I told her, this ain't working out. For whatever reason, I forgot why I said that it wasn't working out. But anyway, that don't even matter. I told her it wasn't really working out. You got to move out. You got to get your own spot. I'm done helping you, done doing what I was supposed to be doing. You dig? It is what it is. I help you enough. She was mad and upset at that. She didn't know how to take rejection. And that's why it's very important for when you break up with a female, you got to do it strategically. That's for another topic, for another time. You dig? That taught me this lesson. You know what I mean? That you have to be very strategic about how you break up with a female. You dig? If I could have rewind time, I would do it differently. But anyway, instead of leaving nicely and calmly, of course, she had to be ratchet and had to be ghetto, and she had to do some ghetto ass shit. She poured hot sauce all over my white couch. I'm talking about that Louisiana hot sauce. That's that hot sauce, you dig? She poured that motherfucker all over my beautiful leather white couch. I was like, God damn, how dare you do such a thing to me after I done motherfucking led you to the water and told you and made you and showed you how to drink. But she did it anyway. And she motherfucking took a knife and stabbed my paintings and threw hot sauce on that motherfucker as well. And these was beautiful white paintings I did. She stabbed them with a knife and threw hot sauce on it. I was like, God damn, man. So you could imagine When I walk into the spot and I'm like, oh man, I seen hot sauce all over my beautiful white couch. I think I spent a bag for this couch. And the paintings were sentimental to me because these are some of the first paintings I've ever done. I still got these paintings to this day because I'm thinking, how can I revive these paintings? But I can't, because she stabbed a hole in all of them and threw hot sauce on it. But I'm just thinking in my mind, how can I do something creatively to bring these back to life? But I'm just dreaming and wishing on a star. I really need to give them motherfuckers away or throw them away. You dig? But I still got them because they hold so much sentimental value. So anyway, she did all this shit. And I go into the spot and I'm looking at the place. I'm seeing it all ramshacked. She messed it all up. But mind you, even after she did that, she's still calling me 50 times a day trying to get back with me. I'm talking about 50 times a day. She ringing my line, hitting me up like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. You know, I get emotional. I love you. I just don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do without you. And I was like, you know me, I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. I ain't really fucking. That don't mean nothing to me. You dig? Cry me a river. I told her, listen, man. Don't cry, because crying only adds to the flood. You dig? You need to save those tears. Don't waste them on me. You feel me? Because I was Stone Cold Steve Austin. I wasn't really listening to nothing she was saying because I was already pissed. But see, I'm very smart about how I respond to certain situations. I didn't respond to her violently. I didn't respond negatively. You dig? I just told her I'm not rocking with you. I didn't want to put my hands on her. I didn't want to, I didn't do what Stephon Diggs did. I didn't choke or smack, well, allegedly, because he didn't really do that. He got guilty. He got found not guilty, but you know what I'm trying to say. I didn't respond in a way where, you dig, I physically put my hands on her or did anything like that. I just told her, man, I'm not rocking with you. It is what it is. Anyway, to take it even a step further, what she did was this. She went online and she posted some long ass shit about me on her page on Facebook, right? And she started like just trying to put niggas' business out there in a way, right? With a lot of lies in between. You know how women do. They're going to embellish and they're going to lie. So she putting all this shit out there online, right? So I'm just, going throughout my day, just living. And somebody hit me in my DM, one of my fans, and said, yo, this chick on Facebook just posted some shit about you. And I'm like, word? So I was like, okay, let me go check it out. I check it out, I read it. I was like, damn, how dare you say all this weird ass shit? But anyway, that's fine. It wasn't really too bad. It was just a bitch being mad, right? So anyway, long story short, she didn't get the results that she wanted. She didn't get the traction she wanted. You know why? The bitch only had about 10 followers. Kudos for me, right? The bitch only had 10 followers. So she didn't get no traction. She didn't get the sob story that she wanted to get. She didn't get no what they be looking for. They be looking for some what's the word they be looking for, man? It's a certain word. They looking for sympathy. Yeah, she didn't get no sympathy. Nobody was underneath the comments saying, "Girl, I can't believe he did that to you. Fuck that nigga." Blah 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 blah. None of that. Right? Bitch only had 10 followers. So kudos to me, you dig? Anyway, long story short, she tried to do everything in her power to try to get to me, try to upset me, try to get a rise out of me, but I didn't. Because I know if I did let her pull me to that edge and I do something out of pocket, she was gonna call 911. I already know how these women work. You dig? I already know she gonna have the, you know what I mean? The boys in blue looking for me. So I didn't even play those type of games. It is what it is. Anyway, let's keep on moving forward. The story gets even better. So now I'm going through my life. I'm chilling. I'm living life. I'm thinking she forgot about me. I forgot about her. I'm moving on. I'm pulling up to my condo, right? And guess who I see? I see her walking in the condo with 2 police officers. Now I'm bugged out because I'm like, why would she be at my condo with 2 police officers? She never been to my crib. So I was like, she can't be here for me because she's never been to my crib. See, that's another thing. You cannot bring everybody to your crib. Guys, stop bringing every woman you meet to your crib. Get you a $2 hotel. Well, not $2, but $100. Get you $100 hotel and handle your business, man. Not everybody should have the opportunity to come to where you lay your head at. Very important. Learn from my mistakes. Well, not my mistakes, because I didn't bring it to my crib. You dig? I definitely didn't bring it to my crib. So I'm looking, I'm watching. She don't see me, she don't see my car, but I'm seeing her go into my crib with 2 police officers. So eventually I had to go in the crib. I couldn't really be out there for too long. I went in the building. As soon as I went in the building, guess what? She's coming down. Yeah, she's coming down with the police officers. Come here, Prince. Come here. Yeah, she's coming down with the police officers. So soon as I got down, got in my hallway, she's coming off the elevator with the 2 police officers following her. She walked right by me, didn't say a word. That's when I knew I was safe. I was like, oh shit, damn. So I was cool. I was like, okay, this wasn't for me. She not calling the police for me. Plus, I haven't seen you in 3 to 6 months. So I know it ain't got nothing to do with me. You dig? Well, that's what I'm thinking. But that confirmed it. So long story short, as we move forward, I spoke to one of my homeboys, and he told me about the situation on why she was there. It was another dude that she was involved with, and he couldn't put up with her either. He moved her into his crib. He didn't do what I did, for us get her own place and put her somewhere else. He moved her into his crib, and when he got tired of her, he threw all her stuff out and told her she has to leave. She went and called the police and said he hit me, he did this, he did that, he did all kind of shit. They ended up locking his ass up, and he had to fight that shit, while he was locked up. But that's what can happen when you're dealing with a woman who's possessed with negative energy, and she don't want to see good for you. She don't want to see you to win. You feel me? And you got to know how to read the signs. See, I knew she had qualities that didn't meet my standards. I knew she had qualities that can possibly be dangerous for me down the line. So I said, you know what? I'm going to weed her out. You dig? And that's what I did. And, somebody else picked her up, because, that's how it goes sometimes. You feel me? You drop trash on the ground, that's another man's treasure. She was trash to me, you know what I mean? Like I said again, all she had was a pretty face, but that don't make you bad. That's why I give her a 7.5, because she would have had a 10 if she had the right attitude. She didn't have the right attitude, so you get a 7.5. Just having a pretty face don't make you a bad bitch. You got to have the right attitude. You got to be a nurturing spirit, a calm spirit. You got to be a healer. You got to be somebody who wants to help people, who wants to be good to people. And you just got to be, a nice person overall. So anyway, that dude got locked up for her. I was happy that it wasn't me. I hope he got out. I think he did eventually get out, got his situation, rectified. She hit me up later on Snapchat talking about she want to get back with me. I told her that's never going to happen in history. Forget about it. Forget about me. Move on with your life. You dig? You not going to ever get us double back with me. That's just how it goes. So I say that to say this. You got to understand a woman scorned, man. She'll burn down everything you built if you got the wrong woman on your side. I was lucky enough to be able to get out of that situation without being, caught up by the boys or caught up in any other situation. Somebody might say, well, it was expensive to lose a couch, expensive to lose some paintings. That's cool. That's fine. But I didn't lose my freedom. You dig? I don't mind losing the couch. I don't mind losing some paintings that's sentimental to me, but I didn't lose my freedom because I made sure I didn't emotionally react. I mentally respond.
Yeah. It's the Pirates of the Caribbean. Niggas can't fuck with me, man.
That boy.
It's LikquidCash. I need it all out the stash.
I'ma get rich or I'ma get deported. Riding cross country, my Ford Taurus with 2 hoes and they both foreign. These trick niggas about to get extorted.